Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our continuing broadcast and expose of the Choksi files and the Alpha files. Now, viewers, I have with me in the studio today Mr. B.M. Agarwal, and Mr. Agarwal is the partner at Borkar at Majumdar, and which is a very, very respected chartered accountancy firm in Mumbai, and with him is Devang. Devang and Mr. Agarwal, welcome to our Republic TV studios.
Thank you.
And thank you for agreeing to come and speak to us. Viewers, before I explain to them, what they're going to be talking about today, who knows about the whole scam? Who knows about what's gone wrong? Who knows about whether the checks and balances were there in the system? The auditors would know. The auditors would be the people who would be completely aware of what's right or wrong, whether alerts were given. But most importantly, viewers, in this whole scam, if you see the political discussion around it for the last 4 or 5 days, the discussion has been about whether the bulk of the scam took place after 2014 or the bulk of the scam took place before 2014. That's what the entire controversy has been about. Therefore, if it is proven that the bulk of the scam took place before 2014, we'll have to ask why. We'll also have to ask ourselves whether there were consequent alerts on what was going on. We'll have to also ask ourselves whether people who were in the know at Punjab National Bank or Allahabad Bank or any other public sector bank or a consortium of banks that dealt with these diamond companies, like Mehul, Choksi and Nirav Modi, were aware of potentially fraudulent and questionable and suspicious transactions and methods of doing business of these diamond companies. It cannot be that all of this is broken up today, and with wide-eyed wonder we say today, oh my God, such a big scam. Therefore today, I have with me for the first time here in the studio, the auditors in the case who are going to come out with the inside story of what is going on. So first of all, thank you, Mr. Agarwal and Devang, for joining us. I want to ask you whether it is true that you were auditing Punjab National Bank, Mr. Agarwal.
Right.
You were auditing Punjab National Bank?
Yes.
When were you auditing Punjab National Bank?
We were auditing the Punjab National Bank since 2011 December.
Since 2011?
December. To 2014, we were the auditors, as a central institute auditor.
So you were employed as the auditor of Punjab National Bank. And when did you do these audits? Between 2011 and 2014? 14. How many audits of Punjab National Bank did you conduct?
We are actually the 6 auditors for Punjab National Bank total.
Yes.
So now, every year there is a change in job. You see, one branch is done by another auditor, like this other auditor. So we were signing the balance sheet for 3 years.
And in this process, and I'd like to welcome Abhishek Kapoor also joining us in this broadcast, and Prema Sridevi is also joining us today. Abhishek and Prema will help us as we bring out the truth with the auditors of what was going on in Punjab National Bank. I repeat the question to you, sir, that you say you audited diamond firms during this period?
Yes, Arnab. What has happened, in fact, I'm telling you the one instance I remember.
Yes.
And that's why particularly I came here, because whenever anything goes wrong, all people blames to the auditor.
True.
Every time if you see, whatever the management does, never discuss. Always auditors are blamed.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, as a auditor, so there are so many auditors who are doing their jobs very well.
Yes.
And I'm giving you examples of 2013 itself, when this Forever Diamond and Winsome Diamond, a part of the Suraj Diamond, Jatin Mehta was the owner of this diamond company.
True.
And the bank has suddenly lost, Punjab National Bank itself, 1,900 crore. The total loss was 6,800 crore. Because what has happened, they have given a guarantee to the sovereign guarantee to the foreign banks for importing the gold.
True.
Now, when they exported the gold to the Dubai, because what the Jatin Mehta's company was doing.
Just a minute, can I hold you at this point of time? Can you tell me from your information, this dealing with Jatin Mehta's diamond company, for example, and the business practices which led to the accumulation of 6,800 crores in accumulated debt, of which 1,800 crores was of Punjab National Bank, when does it predate to? When did all this business with this particular firm start?
It started from 2006-07 as per my information.
2006-07. So viewers, please note all of this with Jatin Mehta's company, which is Winsome and Forever Diamonds, another major scam. You can just Google search about it. was happening way back in 2006. So the questionable business practices start in 2006, which is early into UPA 1 tenure. Yes, please.
So what has happened, that money has stuck up. They say in Dubai, to whomever they were exported the goods, they are not able to make the payment because they have lost in the derivative market. 14 companies suddenly in some days.
Unbelievable. You're saying that this company of Jatin Mehta came and told you that we have accumulated over 2006, from 2006 to 2012-13, that's like
Suddenly,
a period of 7 years or 8 years, we've accumulated 6,800 crores of debt and we just lost it in 2 days overnight?
Maybe a week's time, they say, because there was a heavy fluctuation in the commodity market, and they lost the money.
How is this possible?
So how it is possible? So
It's
I
impossible.
was not believing.
You can drink the water, sir. You can take your time.
So I asked the management of the Punjab National Bank that this is not a normal NPA. This is a fraud.
You told them?
Yes.
You told the management of Punjab National Bank that it's a fraud? You used the word fraud?
Yes.
Is there a paper also regarding it, or was this a verbal?
No, it is a normal discussion.
You verbally told the PNB management that
it is a fraud.
Okay.
But they are not going to accept it because to declare as a fraud, they want a document. Naturally, as a bankers or management.
Obviously.
They have given us some investigation report from the one of the big four. And also when other company was involved. I went through these reports also. Because if it is a fraud.
So you're saying Punjab National Bank got an further check on the sudden loss of business, the questionable business practices of a diamond trader by one of the big four. So for the first time, viewers, please note, I'm not taking the name. You know the name, I know the name, I'm not taking the name, but I think it should be placed on record. Prema, very interesting out here that one of the big four, Abhishek, if you're live with us, please note that for the first time now this becomes bigger. One of the big four accountancy firms, and the whole world knows which are the big four accountancy firms. One of the big four accountancy firms was told about this and was hired by the Punjab National Bank management to find out about how 6,800 crores could disappear overnight. Which means this is huge. Abhishek, this is becoming much bigger. Quick comment from Abhishek and we're taking this forward. Viewers, this is a live interview right now and this is the version that has never come out till now. Abhishek, what do you think? This is now cascading.
Well, Arnab, as I see it, there are 6 levels at which a fraud can be filtered out in a banking system. First is when a certain ticket size of a loan or an LOU is there, permission is taken from the highest levels in the management. Then when the transmission is happening, it's recorded in the IT systems. Then there are daily reports generated based on these LOUs that are issued. Then there are internal audits by the bank itself, and then the external audit, which Mr. Agarwal is representing, and he says that he red flagged it.
But
so it's clear that this fraud passed through these multiple levels, multiple rings, which clearly indicates that someone at the very top of the system at that time was letting it happen.
What most importantly, as he rightly says, whenever something goes wrong, the first person you shoot is the auditor in that particular case, right? You say the auditor must have done the fraud, but in this case, Prema, the auditor has gone to the Punjab National Bank management and told them that whatever this guy, Jatin Gandhi, is doing, right, a diamond businessman, was a fraud. So there was one level of alert. Second level of alert was that there was Jatin Mehta. Second level of alert was that there was a further check by Punjab National Bank using one of the top four global accountancy firms. So this becomes, if they've said they've not been able to find out, it becomes even more significant. Quick comment, Prema.
Arnab, by 2011, Punjab National Bank had given out 6,800 crore rupees loan along with the other banks. So which means there is a precedent. Even then, the bank went ahead and started giving loans to people like Nirav Modi.
Continuously.
So why was this bank actually continuously favoring these elements?
That's a question, but now let's go back to what happened. You said that one of the top four firms was hired by Punjab National Bank. What happened then?
So they investigating whether it is a fraud or not.
They investigate whether this loss of money was a fraud.
Yes. Now the reports say inconclusive. They say we went there, this is there, that is there, but no report. Whether it is a fraudulent or not, that report is not there.
What does inconclusive mean? What does it mean, Devang?
Does not lead to a final conclusion whether it is a fraud or not.
But so you had alerted. You had alerted the bank that there
it
was
was my belief. Because why?
Why did you think so?
Yeah, because
why did you think
Jatin Mehta, who was the chairman, he left the company 1 year back. Why he resigned from the board?
So you've taken all the money.
And can you or me believe that within 1 week, a person will lost 6,800 crore?
Impossible.
Can you believe it?
Impossible.
So as a general person, not as a chartered accountant, forget me, you can't believe that it is not a fraud.
Absolutely.
And that's why I told my PNB to make a provision, and they ultimately agreed to make a provision.
They made a provision.
They made
for
a
this
provision.
as a
So I
loss
appreciate the management that time.
Sure, you did that.
Very good. It
But
is
you
good.
had alerted them.
But that's why now coming to this story of Nirav Modi, I'm telling you,
Yes,
I would do some different
Please,
view.
please go on.
Because that time it was in the books. Now in this case, PNB itself is not knowing, management itself is not knowing, it is not in their books, because whatever the SWIFT messages are there, they are not linked to the CBC system, and auditor will only be able to check when it comes to the CBS system, who is generating the balance sheet, etc., etc. So how you can never blame internal auditor, concurrent auditor, Reserve Bank auditor, how they will come to know, because it is a totally, I think it is a system failure, or it may be there is something which is very fraudulent, which anybody can do. So that judgment you have to take a call.
Well, I mean, of course, that's our judgment. But now if I were to tell you now, listen to me carefully, so what I'm saying. The debate is, when did this fraud happen? Appears to me from what you're saying, how old was this fraud? This fraud was happening in the last 3 years or much before that?
Much before that. Much before that. I'm telling you. It is much before that. You see what happened always. When you start with the 200 crores, 100 crores, then you accept, you make the payment, then you become a 200 crore, then 400 crore, you make the payment, then ultimately you are stuck up somewhere.
Based upon what are further loans given? Based upon the agreement that was done earlier?
No.
Precedent?
I think that because whatever the reports are coming nowadays, they say this default has come in the last 1 year. This Nirav Modi, whatever this, Devang will, I think, will explain.
No, the default is, see, basically thing is, these are the letters of undertaking which has been given by the bank, which in turn, in case if the borrower does not make repayment of that, bank will be compelled to make a payment to those banks, because SWIFT messages are considered as authentic messages.
Default is happening now, but the system of loaning, the system by which the money is going, the formula by which repeated transactions are happening, the formula through which the accumulated debts are going up, that's been going on for some time now.
Yeah.
So many years.
How old would this be?
Since 2011 maybe.
2011.
Possibilities.
So is this a NDA era scam or a previous era
It is a
scam?
previous year. See,
Why do you
anybody.
say
See, this has already started at that time of Jatin Mehta also. Same thing, it has happened earlier also. You see, he is having an account, all these, before that one only. Mehul Choksi was also having an account with the PNB earlier only.
When? Much earlier.
Much earlier. So I don't think that it is because of the present government. I don't think so.
No. These are practices in the previous government.
Previous government, whatever maybe, I can't say it is because of government or management or whatever it may be. But it has happened during the regime of the UPA government, that I can say. Now suppose, I am telling you a general example.
Yeah.
Now Reserve Bank of India is cleaning all the balance sheet. If you see,
Now they are doing it.
Reserve Bank of India has given instruction all to the bank that you have to make the provision and take a hint, because they want to clean the balance sheet.
Yes.
It is a very good job which Reserve Bank of India is doing, I am telling you.
But now they are doing it.
Naturally, somewhere you have to take a hit. You see, you cannot take a hit every time. See, now they are taking that whatever is there, I want to clean the system, whether it hits the PSU bank's balance sheet or not.
No, so I am asking you this specific question, that the specific practice of unsecured guarantees by Punjab National Bank to diamond companies or any others to diamond companies was raised by you about a previous era. It happened pre-2013, 12, 11, 10.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Agarwal, we are talking about the same Forever Diamonds and Winsome companies that are owned by Jatin Mehta, which owe Indian banks estimated 6,800 crores. Just clarifying that. You are saying you warned them about turning this case of defaulting back in 2012. They did nothing about it. This 6,800 crore guarantee was given in one go or over time? Over a period of time?
Over a period of time.
Why was there a hurry to sanction these loans?
Not in hurry, you see, because what has happened, I'm telling you,
Where were the instructions coming from?
they were importing the golds. And actually there was an export also now. Now that export proceeds has to be credited to the PNB's bank's account. Now export proceeds has not come back. And that's why the PNB has to make the payment to the other bank.
No, so what you're saying is very significant. You see, Jatin Mehta, Prema, who owns these companies, Prema and Abhishek, and to all our viewers that have been audited here by Mr. Agarwal, who's coming out and saying this, I appreciate everything that you're sharing with us. He's actually India's second biggest corporate defaulter. India's second biggest, Abhishek, just placing this in context, viewers, India's second biggest corporate defaulter as we speak. So what is being spoken about today by the auditors is very, very significant. You're doing a national service by sharing this with all our viewers. In your view, was anything picked up with the RBI after that? Was any questions raised from the finance ministry? When you raised this issue, any agencies followed up, any departments followed up?
RBI followed, every CBI followed. Now we have lost the case also, if you, I remember, because in a UAE court, we have already lost the case.
Yeah.
And that person, Jatin Mehta, he has shifted to some West Indian countries.
The CBI was investigating this case, and Jatin Mehta went to the went and said that it suffered a $1 billion loss due to non-payment of loan from 13 UAE-based firms.
Yes.
They won the UAE case, and therefore the Indian government stopped investigating this case.
Yes, you are right. You are right.
But what I don't understand is why PNB would give such a bloated loan against the assets, which in words seem very disproportionate. It seems strange to me.
See, what happens, I'm telling you, at first instance, they say, oh, it is a contingent liability itself. I'm just giving a guarantee. But guarantee when you are giving, and what does it mean? Because some track record was there about Jatin Mehta, some Suraj Diamond was that time doing well, etc., etc. But ultimately, you have to doubt a person that one bill is not coming, second bill is not coming, and then you are taking steps which you are taking is a very time consuming. That is what we are suffering.
Such huge loans, could this have been given without the knowledge of the top management of the banks and also without the connivance of politicians or the finance ministry officials then?
Management, without management, it is not possible, because ultimately these big loans are sanctioned by big management only. Now, what is a political connection? As an auditor, as a chartered accountant, I don't know what is a political compulsion sometimes. That I can't comment.
Well, you know, I truly appreciate this. I want to go to Abhishek. Thank you for contacting us, and you know, Abhishek could put us through so that, you know, this version could have come out. Mr. Agarwal, was there any sort of investigation ordered by PNB to probe whether this UAE theory of Jatin Mehta was correct? You put the red flags back in 2012. What is significant is one of the big four companies comes out with an inconclusive report. How can they? How can any global auditing firm, and I think, you know, we know what has happened with some global auditing firms in the past, there's been global conspiracies. How can a firm pretend not to know? How can anybody, what is amazing here, Abhishek, is how can a global auditing firm, I know you may not want to pass judgment on it individually, but what it appears to me, this is my judgment, how can a global auditing firm not say that 6,800 crores of business losses cannot happen in a 1 week period? You see, Abhishek, it's impossible. Somebody's making this up.
Arnab,
why are they saying we don't know?
Arnab, please understand.
And how can they say it in a week?
Exactly. If we go by Mr. Agarwal's account, Arnab, on his insistence also, the bank agreed to give, underwrite it only by 25%, which clearly shows that it is so endemic. This corruption had seeped into the system to a level where, despite an auditor red flagging it, the bank was trying to cajole the editor instead of go back into its books and see what was happening. So it's clear that someone at the very top was winking, and despite an auditor underscoring what was going on, no one was willing to listen.
No, I agree with you. My question is,
it's clear
my question is,
this is an organized
my question is,
the government should be looking at.
My question is, top management of Punjab National Bank, was close to the finance ministry. Now, these are my conclusions, not yours, Mr. Agarwal. So don't be perturbed. I'm not shooting over your shoulder. Yeah, okay. I take the facts from you. I draw my conclusions. Don't worry. Yeah. This is not what you're saying, right? But I'm saying, as a citizen of India, I'm saying today that first you take my money is in PSU money, right? And you give huge amounts of loans to one person who leaves, and apparently is not even based in India. The person leaves his company. He accumulates losses, then he lies to you saying, I lost all the money. You get a top 4 global firm. Now we must investigate which firm this is. I believe that global firm should now come on record. The members of that global firm must come on record. The top management of the global firm must come on record. They must reveal themselves. They must tell the nation, we were the global firm, which said we don't know how such a large amount of taxpayer money was stolen away by this fellow. That global firm owes it to the people of India to come out and speak right now. Now the question is, the global firm says, we don't know. Government conveniently allows this bank to get away by paying 25%. Technically, what has been done by Mr. Agarwal is correct. He's brought it to the notice of the bank, and the bank in turn has gone and done what is a technically correct practice, that the unsecured loan we pay 25%, and then in a way your books and all are okay, right? No, but in a way it's not okay, because the money never came back.
No. Yeah, I'm telling
the man left.
Arnab, the bank has to make a provision every quarter. They made a provision.
No, the bank made the provision.
So bank has made the provision.
Bank has made the provision, but the money never came back.
The money never came back.
That's the problem.
Money has never come back.
That's the issue.
It has already has been
so
taken by the
Chidambaram should
Bank.
explain to us, Prema. Chidambaram was the finance minister at that time. What the hell was Chidambaram doing? And now Chidambaram stands 2 steps behind Rahul Gandhi, Abhishek, and says the bulk of all of this, and Rahul Gandhi, who probably doesn't know anything about what he's talking about in this case, Prema. I don't think Rahul Gandhi understands anything about finance. Rahul Gandhi comes and says, I have been told that all this happened in 2014. How could Chidambaram, Abhishek as a finance minister of India or Prema, not know that things were happening like this? How could he not know?
Well, it's clear. It's clear that the system of corruption was institutionalized. It was ingrained in a manner that despite red flags, no eyelid is being batted, and it continues. It's only when in January that someone on the IT side, mind you or not, the information technology side of the bank saw this discrepancy, that this has come out.
Exactly.
So it's clear that this round tripping was so ingrained in the system that and mind you, if there were kickbacks, it would have gone right the way up to the top, because it cannot be that this
or maybe the kickbacks were not in India, Abhishek. Maybe the kickbacks were also in Dubai or Singapore, so because the money has been taken on.
To come from people who institutionalized it and ingrained it in the system.
The money has been taken out. The money has been taken out, Abhishek, to foreign centers, Singapore, Dubai, Hong Kong, through bill invoicing, etc., and the fake diamond scam, which Prema broke earlier. So the money is abroad. So I don't know if politicians are involved in it, whether politicians were paid in Indian rupees or in dollars. That's what we have to investigate. I really think what you're doing is a fine job today of coming.
Thank you.
You feel lighter having said this today?
Yeah, I'm feeling very good, very nice.
How did you feel when this broke? Was this weighing on your conscience? When this happened, how?
Oh shit, I just was thinking very bad. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
How people's money is just going out of country to these people's thousands of crores. And they are taking the benefit of all loopholes and systems.
They are taking the benefit of
it. I'm telling you. And they are called as a big personality.
They are frauds.
Big personality.
They are frauds.
Big frauds.
They are frauds. They take your and my money.
And we as a taxpayers pay 1,000, 2,000 they are collecting, and whether we want to invest the money in...
I don't believe this fraud can happen without some neta on the top doing a nudge, wink. That's what I feel. You don't have to, you're not saying it, don't worry.
But I'm saying it's possible, definitely. You see, there is always somewhere somebody has a godfather. That is what I want to tell.
Yeah. I've just got the breaking news right now, Prema, that Vipul Ambani's passport, he's the CFO, Vipul Ambani's passport has been impounded. He is the CFO, and that's damn good that it's happening. Breaking news right now here on Republic. Vipul Ambani's passport has been impounded. Now what this means, the man cannot leave, and there's an iron grip of the government right now on this entire investigation. We are also broke first here that in Dubai right now there is a panic meeting going on by Nirav Modi in which the entire legal team was flown in. This happened day before yesterday. They were all in Dubai yesterday. Today there's a meeting happening. I don't know whether Nirav Modi is in Dubai or whether he's in New York or whether he's in Hong Kong. Somebody told us he's in New York. Somebody told us he's in Hong Kong. Now we hear the legal meeting is happening in Dubai. Dubai could also happen because he could be joining to video conference, and the attempt may be by the legal team to be doing this meeting outside of the prying eyes of the media. But we'll get to them as well. Now, breaking news out here, Nirav Modi's CFO Vipul Ambani's passport impounded. Please, sir, you were telling us about how you feel, about the pressure. Mr. Agarwal, given all we know of the Punjab National Bank scam today and how it's been going for the last 7 years, as the auditor in all of this, were there any hints, phone calls made or pressure faced by you? Anything?
Never.
You were doing it on your own?
Never.
But were you angry and upset in 2013? In 2013, when you first tell me that you spoke about it as a fraud, you tell all the viewers today, at that point of time, how did you feel then about it?
See, at that time also, it was not a question of NPA. Okay, the bank will do. But I was feeling very bad.
Why?
That apparently it is looking like a fraud. Apparently. And people are saying, no, it is NPA. See, and I thought that in fact, I could not sleep that day, I am telling you very frankly, that how people are cheating, how I can believe that 6,800 crore, see, for losing a 6,800 crore in a derivative market, you should have a turnover of billion, trillion and trillion.
Yeah. So you and I will have sleepless nights if we lose 6,800 rupees.
Because it is our government, our money, which somebody intelligently and smartly taking away from India. And there was instance, he has sold his mother's flat that time. He has resigned from that companies, those companies. Those companies was run by the employees.
It's not possible unless he's bribed a lot of people in India.
So
unless he's bribed the system.
See, you will see the circumstances. Na? Employee is running the company.
Yeah.
Flat of mother sold.
Yeah.
Jatin Mehta not in India.
Yeah.
He is telling that I am coming India, I am coming India. He is fooling to the management that time.
Yeah.
So you can always judge and see how it is possible.
Yeah. And
if it will go on, see, somewhere the government has to keep and give a very good sentence, I am telling you.
You feel the government is doing the right thing right now by cracking down?
Today I am telling you, the government is doing very good. I am telling you. They are now doing very good, I am telling you. Not only this system, I am telling you practically. For everything measures, which I think under instruction of Finance Minister, whatever it may be, the Reserve Bank, whatever the taking steps,
now,
I am telling you, are very, very good. Because, see, you say that I am blind, you are blind. If your balance sheet is losing 1,000 crores, provide it. Because what will happen, if you are not going to kill those jumps today, it will become a more and more deeper.
There has to be the political will for it. There has to be the government will for it. And as they say, there is an old saying which says you can wake up a man who's sleeping.
Yes.
You can't wake up a man who's pretending to be asleep.
Yes, you are right.
If with the banks, the whole system, the government was pretending to be asleep, then I don't believe all these people out there, these jokers who are sitting in Singapore, Hong Kong, Dubai, New York, the most expensive apartments, flats, money, diamonds, paintings, you hear of auctions in Sotheby's, lifestyles that even the sheikhs don't have, and not 1 rupee generated by their own hard work, Prema. It is just by fixing the system. This is, I think, the greatest fixing scam that is being exposed right now. Mehul Choksi is one part of it, I think. Is one part of it.
Yes,
Mehul Choksi may have learned the ways, he may have been caught a little later. But it worries me why nothing was done so far, Prema. This is huge, and Abhishek and Prema, I think we are now, as we are heading towards, more and more angles on the story, I think we all must say big thank you to Mr. Agarwal for joining us today, because what he's sharing with us is really mind-blowing. What do you think? What do you think, Abhishek?
Absolutely.
It's mind-blowing, really.
Absolutely. He has acted as a conscience keeper of the profession as well,
Yes.
Arnab, in coming out and speaking. It's never an easy job because it has professional issues associated with it, and in speaking out and in doing so, first red flagging the ongoing corruption and now speaking out. He has, in many ways, salvaged the image of the profession, which many times is seen as complicit.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I truly want to thank you.
Thank you.
I want you to sleep easy tonight.
Yes, thank
and
you.
I want to assure you that Prema is here, our whole team is here. Mr. Agarwal, if you want to, we can all come together and clean up the country.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
what we are doing here right now.
With you, Arnab.
This is transformative, and
Yes.
we are happy to be doing our journalism at this time. We will push this further.
Thank you.
And I invite you, on behalf of my team, to join me on my 9 p.m. program tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwal. Thank you, Devang, for coming along today. Viewers, we are breaking more and more angles on this. Fraudulent transactions, the Ponzi scheme. We're also going to tell you next about how this man I would call is the Charles Sobraj of financial frauds. The Ponzi scheme and much more is coming up on the Alpha Files. This is one of the biggest investigations here on Republic since we launched the channel. We need your support this time, viewers. I'll be on the other side.